Hello class, good morning. So now the topic of the day is food. So let's talk about the aims of the class. Who wants to help me to read?
Me.
Please, Mariana.
The students will be able to recognize the vocabulary from this session.
Can I read?
Sure.
Students will be able to communicate and understand sentences with the food vocabulary.
Perfect. Now, Sam, could you please help me?
Sure. Students will be able to identify vocabulary at the time of communicating it.
Perfect. So now we're going to start with the grammar.
We're going to talk about the question tag. But what is a question tag? A tag question is a special construction in English. It is a statement followed by a mini question. We use tag question to ask for confirmation. They mean something like, is that right? Or do you agree? They are very common in English. The basic structure of the tag question is who wants to read the chart? Who wants to help me to read the chart? The first, the positive, and then the negative statement.
Me.
Please.
So the positive statement is snow is white. The negative tag is isn't it?
Who wants to read the negative statement, please?
Me. The negative statement is you don't like me, and the positive tag is do you?
Thanks. Great. When we have the positive statements tag questions, we can see that most of the times the auxiliary verb from the positive statement is repeated in the tag and changed to the negative. In the negative statement, notice that the negative verb in the original statement is changed to positive in the tag. Then we're going to talk about intonation. Intonation, we can change the meaning of a tag question with the musical pitch of your voice. With rising intonation, it sounds like a real question. But if our intonation falls, it sounds more like a statement that doesn't require a real answer. Who wants to help me to read the two examples?
May I?
Yeah, sure.
It says, you don't know where my wallet is, do you? Rising, real questions. It's a beautiful view, isn't it? Falling, not a real question.
Thanks. Next, please. Well, now I'm going to speak about like the asking for information or help. Notice we often use tag questions to ask for information or for help, starting with negative statements. This is quite a friendly, polite way of making requests. For example, instead of making a request like, where is the police station? Not very polite. Or, do you know where the police station is? Slightly more polite. We could say, you wouldn't know where is the police station is, would you? Here are some examples. You don't know of any jobs, do you? You couldn't help me with my homework, could you? You haven't got 10th to lend me, have you? Now we're going to pass to another. Can you change, please? Now, who wants to help me for read another examples of the question tags?
Me. It says, the water's bad, isn't it?
Thank you. Next one, who wants to read it?
Me. But you'll tell me if she calls, won't you?
Thanks. Number, who wants to read it?
Me. It says, shut up, will you?
Yes. Thank you. Let's continue with the class.
Well, Now I am going to teach you some vocabulary of food, but let me tell you that words are not just for food. They also can describe it like adjectives. Well, first of all, we have lamb. Does somebody knows what does that mean? No?
No.
It is like a baby of a sheep that is white and tiny. That is the lamb. Now, well, we have pea, and well, you can see what it is. There are tiny balls that are greens that we usually eat on tuna. And then we have peach. There we can see it also. It's a very delicious fruit. And then we have plum. We can see it there. Another fruit. And then we have dish. Does anyone knows what does dish means?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Well, dish is, we can see in that image some dishes. And a dish is when your mom, I don't know, do like salad, that is one dish. And
it's like a platillo in Spanish?
Exactly,
Okay.
that. And now we have main course. Anyone knows what does that mean?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Main course is a dish you ask for like really eating, you know, and the starter on the other hand is the one that you first ask when you arrive to the restaurant, and you say, well, we have a starter, and you, I don't know, like frijoles and tostada to eat. That is to say, well, now for eating I want, like, I don't know, like meat with salad. That is the main course. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, like
Yes,
the
teacher, thank you.
Sorry?
like el plato fuerte that we say in Spanish.
Exactly. That is the main course. Now we have baked, and that is a way to cook something, like when you make cookies, or basically when you put something on the oven. Do you know how it is? No.
Sorry, I don't understand you. Can you repeat it again, please?
Yes, it's when you put something on the oven, like cookies or maybe a lasagna or something like that.
Okay.
Do you know how it is called in Spanish?
Yes.
Hornear.
Aha, like that. So baked is horneado. Now we have boiled. That is another way to cook the food. Somebody knows what does that mean?
Yes, like when you put the vegetables or the chicken to be like softly or eat it.
To
Like hervir in Spanish.
Exactly, that is the meaning. Then we have fried and roast. That are other ways to cook the food. Does somebody knows what does that mean?
Yes, fried is like the fried chickens of McDonald's or Chili's or that's restaurants.
Exactly. In boiled, you put the food in water, in hot water, and in fried, you put the food in hot oil. And then roast.
Roast is
Nice.
oh
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, sorry, continue, Fer.
It's like the chicken we used to eat here when moms don't want to cook, and we go to buy a roast chicken. So it's like rostizado.
Exactly, that's the meaning. And then we have fresh. Well, fresh, we all know what does that fresh means, right? It's like fresco. Can you change the thingy? Now we have raw. Does somebody knows what does raw means?
No.
No,
Raw
sorry.
means when the food is not cooked yet.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like when you eat like sushi that is raw in some cases, no?
Exactly. The translation is crudo. And then we have stale. Does someone knows what the stale mean?
Yes, when the food, when you can't eat the food, you can. If you eat it, you can attract a very bad stomach ache.
Exactly, like when the milk is just so the. But yes, then we have spicy and tasty that are like some words to describe the food. Does someone knows what does spicy means?
Especially of the Mexicans people. It's
Exactly.
like delicious flavor when, and at the same time you feel hot. You feel hot inside of your body.
Exactly. That is spicy. And tasty. Does someone knows what does tasty means?
It's like when in Spanish we say like it's so delicious, delicioso or sabroso, maybe.
Exactly. That is tasty. And I think that those are all the words. I hope that you have learned a lot that you can use in your daily life.
Okay, class. So right now we're going to saw a video and listen it, and then we are going to answer some questions. Please let me know if you can hear it. Yes, you can?
Yeah, teacher,
Yes, you
it
can.
sounds great.
Perfect. So let's pay attention, please.
Do you think you have a healthy diet?
I think my diet is quite healthy because I try to eat a lot. Well, I probably eat more sugar than I should, but I don't eat too much salt.
Do you like cooking?
Yes, I really like cooking.
Do you think you're a good cook?
I'd say that I'm an okay cook.
What's your speciality?
My speciality is Indian food. I like cooking curries.
What's the most beautiful city you've ever been to?
Most beautiful city, I'd have to say Barcelona.
Why?
The architecture is incredible. It's so different, it's vibrant, it's living, it's nice weather, and there's loads of different cultures and loads of different people.
Where are you going to go for your next holiday?
I'm going to New Zealand in October.
Where are you going to stay?
All over. We're going to travel around both of the islands for 3 weeks.
How are you going to get there?
Flying from London to Auckland.
What's the biggest difference between the US and your country?
Well, apart from the US being a lot hotter and a lot noisier, it's also a lot bigger. The buildings are higher and the city has a lot more life to it.
Okay, so can anybody tell me what's the video about?
Yes, it's like many people are asked about different questions and different topics. And for example, one mister, he was asked where was he going to go on holiday, and how are their countries different, and that stuff.
Yes, perfect. So, okay, let's continue to just a little exercise. You can write it in your notebook, or you just can solve it in your mind, I guess. So we saw here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that were in this interview. So maybe can anybody just help me to read the first sentences, please?
Yeah, sure, teacher. Yvonne doesn't eat much. I think the answer is the letter A.
I think is fruit.
Yes.
Okay. Then second sentences, can anybody please tell me?
Can I?
Sure.
It says Allison is good at cooking. I think it's Indian food.
Okay. And the third, please. Maybe Mariana, please.
Yes. Joe likes Barcelona because there are a lot of great buildings, I think.
Great. And number 4, please, Fer.
Yes. Andy is going to travel for 3 weeks, I think.
Okay, don't worry. We can saw the answers in the next presentation.
Okay.
The next one, the last one.
Number 5. Once, when Arhisbeth compared she goes to her country, she doesn't miss it. A. The food.
Okay, so now we're going to see the answers. The first one, Yvonne doesn't eat much salt. It's the correct one. The second one, it says, Allison is good at cooking Indian food. The third one is, Joe likes Barcelona because there are a lot of great buildings. That's correct. Andy is going to travel for 3 weeks. And the last one, when RJ compares to US to her country, she doesn't mention the food. So please write it on your notebook and pay attention.
Teacher, we have to send you evidence at the end of the class?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Then we're going to pass to the speaking.
I can speak for everyone, but I think cooking is more of a chore than a pleasure. But it really depends on one person. I would like to ask a few questions. Sí, yeah. Okay. How can we make people eat healthier food? The best approach for this problem is to strike a balance between useful healthy food you can eat unhealthy and really. If you manage to eat nutrition products the majority of the time, I use for myself. I try not to abuse my health. Are there any types of food you don't like?
Not really. I can eat almost anything. But I used to be fussy eater when I was a kid. I don't like with a strong flavor, and I prefer food that is a bit tasteless and bland.
Okay, perfect. Are there any types of food you avoid?
Can I answer? Okay. Yes, I will eat anything, but my boyfriend follows a gluten-free diet. So we try to find a gluten-free restaurant when we decide to eat together.
Okay. Next. What is your favorite meal of the years?
My favorite meal of the year is definitely a home-cooked meal for Thanksgiving at my grandmother's house because my grandmother's cooking is divine. Her cooking is so good that everyone loves the food she makes.
Finally, do you like to restaurant?
Yes, as a hardcore foodie, I love to try new restaurants. I also like to wine and dine with my girlfriend on Friday night to enjoy our time together.
Okay, perfect.
So now guys, we are going to practice our writing, and the exercise is to write 5 hypothetical situations where you can use the tag questions, giving them the different uses Mariana said, like giving advice or giving to confirm something or to just make polite sentences. So you have 5 minutes to write them, and we are going to see some examples right when you finish. So the first one, what's your sentences? Mariana, Zoe?
Yes, the first one is, how about we watch this film? You haven't seen it, have you?
Okay, and as you can see, here is using the question tag have you to confirm if he has watched that film. So it's correct. Thank you. The second one, can someone help me to read number 2?
I remember you told me that your sister lives in Spain, doesn't she?
Okay, here it's you say, can you tell me what is the question tag?
Sure, doesn't she?
Okay, that is correct. And the third one, please, Samantha, could you read it?
Sure. It says, would you like me to teach your son how to drive? He can drive, can he?
Yes, that's right. And can you tell me what's the purpose of using here the question tag?
I think that is to confirm that he doesn't know how to drive.
Yes, that's true. The fourth, maybe you share your example, Mariana, Zoe?
Yes, teacher. I always see photos of your parents in the beach. They have retired, haven't they?
Yes, that's right. So the last one, can you help us, Mariana Diaz?
Yeah, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I'm never on time. Am I? The question is, am I?
Yes, and as you can see here, it's with this question, we are not expecting an answer. It's just like an expression to say that, oh, sorry for the background sound, guys. But here you're not expecting an answer. It's just an expression to say like an apology for being late.
So that was all for today, class, students, and hope you understand everything. Have you have any doubt or something?
No, teacher, everything's fine.
No, teacher, I think all it's okay.
Perfect. So I'm gonna wait here to you to send me the evidence of today's class, and see you next class. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher. See you. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher. Goodbye.